Well, there is some very concerning news for the knife community coming out of Crucible Industries. That's right, the company that makes the steel, that is CPM. If you own a pocket knife, fixed blade tool that has CPM fill in the blank steel, the company that produces that has stated that and warns that it could close in months. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here at Gideonstactical. I'm Aaron. And this is very heartbreaking, but also disconcerting news for many of us who love knives or into knives, particularly if you are someone who is maybe a small manufacturer, you produce knives. If you own a pocket knife or a fixed blade that has CPM steel and fill in the blank type of steel, Crucible is the company that produces that. They've been around since 1900 in some capacity. I actually have a letter that the president wrote to the staff, and it means that there's a potential that we could see a lot of our favorite steels dry up or problems. I mean, CPM MagnaCut. That Laren Thomas is actually where I saw this, was on his Knife Steel Nerds Instagram page. He posted this over to the Syracuse.com. I don't know if that's like the college and their newspaper there, or it's like a local thing. But the news article basically states exactly that. And I'm going to read from the news article and from the open letter that the president, John Shealy, wrote and stated to his employees. Says that the company is facing serious financial difficulties and we will likely be financially reorganizing under Chapter 11 of the U.S. bankruptcy law in the state of New York. Dang. So to all of those employees, of about 160 employees that are going to be losing their jobs at that U.S. factory, I'm so sorry. Our heart goes out to you. We're going to be praying for you that you land on your feet, that you get an even better job than you had before. And I personally just want to say thank you for all your years of hard work, making some of our favorite steels. The steels that you guys have produced have gone into some of my favorite knives. I know many of us that will outlive us. So thank you for your hard work, and we just pray that even though this is a hard news to hear, that you will land on your feet, and wherever you end up will be better even than working at Crucible. So I mean, that's where it sits, guys, and it's really kind of a crazy thing to hear this. And I have some other news that kind of relates to that Laren Thomas also posted. But I mean, Crucible, in partnership with Chris Reeve, I believe, came up with S30V steel back in the day, and then they modified that and became S35VN, one of my favorite kind of all-rounder steels before MagnaCut. And then Laren Thomas worked with Crucible to create what was in his head of the metallurgy that went into making MagnaCut that has just taken it by storm. M4, steel comes from Crucible. I have here on my Spyderco, CPM Spy 27. So I mean, you're probably carrying a CPM based knife. So leave a comment below if you have a particular pocket knife, fixed blade that you love, that is made with CPM, the CPM process. That would just be curious to know. I'd love to know that. Crew wear, I would say probably for me, my top three would probably be like CPM 3V, CPM crew wear, and CPM MagnaCut are kind of like my trifecta of what I of those currently that I'm just totally digging. So what does that mean moving forward? Well, first and foremost, before I hit that, I do invite you to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Welcome. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you can be notified every week when I do videos like this, which is like news roundups when they drop that affect gear and the knife industry. I have another one coming soon that's a total bombshell that I'm going to share with you about gear that I just discovered, which breaks my heart. Yeah, and then doing gear reviews week in, week out. But this actually has happened once before to Crucible. Over the years, in 2009, they had filed for bankruptcy, the metallurgy side, and I believe that's like the knife side, because Crucible also does a lot of like government contracts, and they work in aerospace and all kinds of stuff. It's this metallurgy side for knives specifically, is my understanding, that is running into this trouble. And they were bought up by like JP something. a small Cleveland-based small company, and they bought them up and like kept them going. So hopefully, this doesn't mean that they're going to just completely go away and all CPM products are just gone. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they can restructure. Someone's going to come in and buy them. And yes, there may be a little hiccup in maybe supply for a little while, but hopefully there won't be just like a Crucible making knife steel ceases to exist. So hopefully that's the case. And I think especially for all you small knife manufacturers who are making like batches and stuff. One, for us, the user and the I guess the end user, yeah, just to be patient. If you're seeing that guys are having to swap steels maybe, or like production slows down in January and into the spring, just be aware of that. But I wanted to read to you also this post that Laren Thomas posted, and this came from Niagara. What Niagara has stated is that they've been proactive in steps to maintain a strong supply chain and ensure uninterrupted service for the cutlery industry. Okay, so that's awesome. Thank you, Niagara. Specialty Metals. And it looks like they have already placed orders with Era Steel, Carpenter Technologies, like a bunch of these other steel producers basically, with the exact chemistries. So they have the exact chemistries, I guess, and we have processed their cutlery and aerospace alloys for several years, and their quality's always been outstanding. Although there may be a brief adjustment period during this transition, our team is committed to minimizing disruptions for the industry, and they go on from there. And it sounds like the second part of the manufacturing process has already been trying to take steps so that hopefully there's not a big dip in this, even if Crucible completely, kind of ceases to exist. So, what does that mean for you and me? Well, I guess probably what I would say is if there is a particular knife that is made in CPM steel, and you've been kind of like waiting on it, or you have one, and you're just like, this is my go-to knife and I want it forever, maybe pick up another one. I don't know. Maybe pick up another one here in the next few weeks, just so you have a backup, because you don't know, what happens. Hopefully, it'll be a bump in the road for us, the end user, but you never know. You never know what happens when companies get bought out and traded and moved around, and new steels, and there's a learning curve many times, and just things like that could affect us as the end users. And I know some of you are gonna be like, well, this is just telltale sign of like China coming in, and that doesn't really seem to be the case. I mean, even Chinese companies often buy Crucible processed steel, like that Crucible is made, and then they make their own knives with it. So, I don't really think it's like low, cheap, Chinese steel coming into the market or something like that. That doesn't seem to be the case. That wasn't what I was reading in a lot of the comments below. And it'll be very curious to see what ends up happening. And I'll keep you guys posted if there's some big information that happens. But you may start seeing that CPM go away, and it's just MagnaCut steel now, or some other manufacturer comes up with an abbreviation, and replaces what CPM and Crucible has been doing, forever. So, guys, there it is. Thanks for hanging with me, and appreciate it. Invite you to check out the other videos. Subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared. I'll see you out there.